everyone, welcome to the Espada Negra channel. My name is Rui, and today I am finally here to talk to you about these, the Thokk gloves or Thokk Weaponmaster Gauntlets. They have a fairly big name, and I've been waiting for these for so long. I'm sure many of you have, and they're finally here. I received them roughly last week, I think almost a week ago now. I took them for some sparring. I will add some footage to the end of the video. And I have to say, first impression, after one session of sparring, I'm in love with these. Okay, I'm going to be covering almost everything as much as I can from these gloves, with the sole exception of one thing that I will be adding in the end of the video, which is going to be weight. Okay, I'm going to weigh my L size gloves as well as my girlfriend's XS extra small gloves, and I'll be adding them at the end of the video. So these gloves, a little bit for context. I have been using Red Dragon gloves ever since I started HEMA in the late 2014. So I started HEMA then, and I think it was just a year later or so that these were, at least started going into development. I remember seeing a couple of videos on them, and they were very intriguing. Of course, Sabre, usually I use it with a very open hilt, so a stirrup hilt for British military swordsmanship. So of course, the Red Dragons don't really offer that ideal protection that we're looking for. I must confess, I never really invested in any other pair of gloves because I didn't think they would fit the purpose. Red Dragons would be fitting me for most of the time. I also used a lot of synthetics. And when I moved on to steel, I got the sparring glove the 5-finger sparring glove, which I then resold because I just couldn't get around to them. So these come into play. I held off as much as I could getting a heavy glove. These came out instant buy, not even thinking. I saw some feedback. Alberto from Black Fencer gave me some feedback. I saw some feedback from Nick and Michael as well from the Academy of Historical Fencing. And yeah, I was already pretty much sold on these even before I got a chance to hold them and try. So it was a very long wait though. So it's something I have to say, but it's finally here. So how do these gloves come, or how do they come packed at least? Because I got these off Black Fencer, I really trust them as resellers and as suppliers for basically all of my gear. So yes, I am a bit of a Black Fencer fanboy. So I got these off of them, and they shipped it to me in standard brown box with not much inside. I do believe that if you buy directly from Thokk, you get a fancy little black box with lots of stuff inside. So again, differences between resellers and Thokk themselves might be a little bit different. So these gloves, they also come with these. The inner liner. Okay, so this inner liner is something that will complement the glove itself. So the glove itself on its own doesn't do much. It does a little bit, but one of the key factors is also going to be this inner glove. So this inner glove, as you can see, has a couple of Velcros here that will keep the glove in place, or the inner liner in place, as soon as you put it in. It doesn't go to say. Either I am completely inept, or you will see that this is a little bit finicky to get inside. So these inner gloves, they will have the fingertips for each finger. I've seen some people commenting that they go a little bit below the grip, but honestly I tried them and I didn't feel any hindrance whatsoever. So they have the fingertips for each finger. They also have this padding for each finger coming down from the knuckles to almost the tip of the finger, and I think this is the non-Newtonian padding or viscoelastic padding, I'm not exactly sure. And also comes with a back plate, kind of, not a back plate, that's a different story, okay? And also a bit of a thumb protection. So this is it for the inner liner. Not much going on there, it's just what it is. So on to the star of the show. I mean, they're both together, the star of the show. The glove itself. So I'm gonna put it in, and again, full disclosure, I am either completely inept putting these on, or they're actually standard, or they're actually hard to put on. So I'm just gonna get my hand in. Maybe the glove needs some breaking. Oh, there we go. Not so hard after all, then, was it? So, it's right inside. The Velcro straps will cling on to the outer glove, and that's it. It's done. All glove assembled. Okay, so this outer glove, now I can see here that, again, there is some excess of the outer glove, okay, but it does fit snug. It is very snugly fit. Okay, so outer glove. The outer glove will have back of the hand protection up until the knuckles, and this is a very, very hard plate. This plate does come off. I haven't tried taking it off. It does have some additional padding here and here for the thumb and the carpal. The carpal bones, as well as back of the thumb, and then something for the fingers here as well. So for each finger it will have a couple of plating, and then on the outside of the hand, outside of the hand? Not quite the outside of the hand, but you get my meaning. So right here on the pinky and on the side of the hand, you'll get some nice padding as well. More things about the glove. I think, and then again, I'm not entirely sure, I think that this might be a little bit extra. It's a very long cuff. Then again, I was expecting it to be any form of hindrance. It isn't. So I tried it with my Spaz jacket. It was fine. It's a light AP 800 Newton version, slightly modified. But no hindrance whatsoever. It is fairly nice. More things about the glove itself that I might talk about. Again, could be smaller, because again, if you're using a different forearm protector, it may, may impair some movement there. Handling swords. Sorry, before I get to the part of handling swords, I am very much looking forward to see how these leather grip, this leather grip will actually hold on after, long and prolonged use, as well as this mesh here on the inside. Let's see how it goes. So these one are almost brand new, so I'm curious. Now, these gloves will come in a variety of sizes, and this is what really was one of the additional selling points of the gloves, is not only their protection, because I felt extremely protected wearing these, but they also come in a wide variety of sizes. So they go from extra small to extra large with everything in between. So extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. Now my girlfriend is on the smaller end of the spectrum, so she got these. Okay, so they also come in different colors: red, white, or yellow. She got the yellow ones. They are actually very nicely scaled to the hands, and this is perfect because with Red Dragons you get like 2 sizes. That's it. And yeah, for smaller hands, please, this really makes a difference. Again, I'm talking from her perspective rather than my perspective. I have, standard large hands, if you will, and these would work fine for me in the same sense that the Red Dragons did, although a lot better for all the protection that it has. So I'm not just, saying that the gloves are good because they're good. No, I'm saying they're good because they have a fairly good amount of protection. These, on the other hand, they're also very nice. It's scaled, so it keeps the same amount of protection. Nothing else changes, just the size that does. I will endeavor to take weights and put them at the end of the video as an image, because I didn't do that beforehand. My fault. Okay, size comparison. So this is the Thokk compared to the Red Dragon. So they are not that different in size. So this is a size 13, which is my size for Red Dragons, and this is the large. Small comparison. I'm going to show you guys a couple of swords that I have here and see if the Thokk fits or not. Again, I will have some swords, but not all, because I don't think it's going to be needed for all swords. Again, if it's a very closed-hilt sword like my Chiavone, I am not going to shove this into my Chiavone because it's just not going to fit. So, starting off with Black Fencer Synthetics. Sabre. Perfect. There is one thing that I do have to mention. The moment that I close my hand, there is almost like a little bit of extra, tissue, not tissue, no, fabric, whatever this is called, on the palm of the hand, so it kind of crumples up while I'm holding. It can be a little bit uncomfortable, but then you find the sweet spot, and once you find the sweet spot, it's fine. Okay, so saber, perfect. I'm not going to do any cutting around the house because I'm going to break something. So that's the Black Fencer Sabre. Moving on to a side sword, type 2, perfect. Fits nicely as well. No issues whatsoever. And from the moment that it fits these two, it's going to fit everything else that I have. My Black Fencer Rapier. So this was a custom model. If you guys have seen the recent review that I've made of the Veteran Rapier that I have, the Capoferro one, you will notice that this is the one that shows in the pictures in the end. And it does fit. Look, it fits into my rapier. And this is a very small hilt. Okay, this is smaller than the Kveiten one that you guys saw. It's hanging right over there. And if it fits on this one, it's going to fit on every other rapier that I have. Okay, this is a very, very tight hilt that I have for this rapier. So it fits nicely. There you go. So, other than this, what do I have here? Just for fun, yay, a dagger. It is most definitely going to be able to hold a dagger with this. Just for kicks. On to the steel now, and I have a wide variety of steel. So, well, not a wide variety, just 2 brands, but nevertheless. So, Kveiten 1803 Sabre, slotted hilt. It fits nicely. I can do a thumb grip if I want to. I can do hammer grip, handshake grip, everything I can do with this one. Lovely. Oh, sorry, I was gonna try and cut, but I can't. I think it's lovely, so it works. So there's my Kveiten one. Now on to my, again, this was custom made, but if you have any spadroon from Black Fencer, the hilt dimensions are the same. So this is my 1803 spadroon, so a slotted hilted spadroon. Okay, and again, it fits nicely. You can do a thumb grip again, just like I could in the one before. No hindrance whatsoever. It feels snug. It just works nicely. Now, the tricky part. This one is going to be a lot tricky. In the same way that I did a review on my 3 rapiers, I'm going to also review on these. And these ones are the... Does it fit? Does it fit? It does. The Kveiten spadroon. And on the Kveiten spadroon, again, it fits rather nicely. It fits more or less so. Let me see if I can hold it in a different way. So if I hold it almost like a small sword, it does work. Okay, if I put my thumb on the side of the grip, but if I hold it like a hammer, if you will, okay, it works, but the grip section is too small. Okay, so this is something on the sword itself. I'm gonna address it in a later review, but this is it. And I believe these are all that I covered. So for long swords, these are also naturally going to work. For long swords, I also went through and got the badass design, badass add-on, the longsword badass add-on. I don't know how you call it right now out of memory, but I did get it. I'm going to show you guys how to assemble it. But overall, for all of the swords that I used now, that I've shown you right now, they work marvelously well. The level of protection is perfect. Then again, your mileage may vary, okay, depending on how intense you're going to be. Of course, it may have some downsides. It may have some things that I'm overlooking. But so far, for all the sparring that I had, and I got some hits on the hands to try them out, they were actually built for the right purpose. They actually work. So I'm actually very happy with that one. So the Longos, yes, of course. The longsword badass design, here it is now. They come just like this. And you just have to put it in the glove. So Dario does say, and again, He's been very adamant on his posts. If you don't know, Dario is the developer and the manufacturer, if you will, of these gloves. He does say that you should squish them. I believe you should squish them like this. Again, if I'm doing this the wrong way, Dario, please correct me and send me a video or something of how to do it correctly. And then also on the thumb, you may want to just squish it a little bit, just to shape it to the shape of your hands. I still need to try it out. So, how do you assemble it? It has 4 straps total. Okay, not sure if you guys can see it. I'm going to do my best to get this filmed. So, first things first, you grab the strap, the longer one, and you pass it through all of your 4 fingers. Okay, it's going to reach around here, and here you have it going through all your 4 fingers. Then you're going to grab the smaller one and you pass it between your ring and your middle finger, so it stays something like this. So it's already starting to take shape. Thumb section, you pass it, you guessed it, through the thumb. And once it's gone through the thumb, it's going to look something like this. But there is one strap missing. The final strap, I need to pull it all the way back, and it's going to go right below this point here. So right below the back plate. So I'm going to do my best. Again, as you can see, completely inept trying to get this on. I'm amazed how I can fence at all, given this level of coordination. And there you have it. Sorry about that. The longsword badass design is this. It just gives you a little bit of extra protection because this is, again, very hard plate. And you just put it over your fingers. It might need some, adjustments here and there. I'm not exactly sure if my fingers should be popping out or not, or if it should be just completely covering them. But overall, I think this is how it's supposed to look. So it kind of covers you some gaps that the outer glove itself fails to cover. And it just makes it a little bit more safe. Now, does this work for the spadroon, for example? It works. I mean, if I can manage to maybe this bit here, if I can manage to nail it down. I mean, I don't really see a need to use this all that much. I actually did my bouts with longsword, both steel and synthetic, and with the level of intensity that I've used, it was quite alright, so there was nothing there. Yeah, so these are the Thokks. I hope I managed to cover everything. Again, the weights, I'll add them in the end because I didn't do it beforehand. Sorry for that one. So there will be a section coming up right after the video. I'll also be adding up some sparring. And now I'm trying to disassemble these and it's making my life miserable. But there you go. So getting it all out. Come on. There you go. All out of there. So the glove itself as it is, it fits the purpose if you're doing any form of British Military Sabre, at least from the Napoleonic period. If you're doing rapier, it's bound to fit on some rapier hilts. If you're using a Regenia rapier, you can pretty much fit anything in there. If you're using a Cretan rapier, it should fit. If you're using a Black Fence Schiavona, it's not going to fit. Believe me, I tried. It's just way too tight. But if it does fit on a Black Fence synthetic rapier, it's going to fit on anything, especially the synthetic models. And I think this is going to work wonders if you're using these kinds of hilts, and even for longsword, with or without the longsword add-on. If you want to use it, yeah, go ahead. I don't think that I would be using it all that often. It doesn't restrict movement all that much. It just, keeps these 2 fingers together. It can be a little bit of a hindrance, but at least you still get some finger mobility that, a lobster glove takes it all away. Again, never used lobsters, so I don't know exactly how they're going to compare. I'm going to be straightforward with you guys, but for what they are, comparing them to the sparring glove 5-finger, comparing them to the Red Dragons, to a few other gloves that I tried, I think these are taking the prize. These ones are just absolutely amazing. The way that you feel the sword also changes immensely. Going even from the Red Dragons to these ones, they feel, well, not only do they feel a little more comfortable, they're also fairly broken in. and they break in a lot quicker, and they're already far more broken in than any red dragons that I've handled. So yeah, overall I think these gloves are pretty much amazing, and I will be wearing them a lot for all my kinds of sparring. So I hope this video was in the slightest useful. I will be adding that section again in the end. Thank you guys for sticking through with me to the end of the video, through watching me rambling on and on about these gloves and how amazing they are. I want to shout out a massive thank you to Alberto from Black Fencer and Black Fencer itself for putting these up as on their page and be a supplier for Dario. I want to thank you so much as well, Dario, for developing these amazing gloves and not giving up on your dream of getting them done and eventually actually releasing them, which is, I know that I've badgered him for quite a while, asking him how they're going to be released now. So yeah, that's it. Final considerations, I don't think I have any. The inner liner can be washed, the outside cannot. So if you just need to wash it, you can just wash the inside. So just remove it. You can just remove the inner liner as well, and that's that. That's it. Done. I don't think I have anything else to say. So thank you so much thank you so much once more, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Ciao for now. So about that section that I was talking about that I will add at the end of the video, this is it. I'm still going to add an image on top of the, at the end of the video, making a size comparison between the two gloves, both the Red Dragons and the Weaponmaster Gauntlets, as well as some data regarding the weight, the weight of the gloves. You'll probably be wondering, why am I comparing Red Dragons with the Weaponmaster Gauntlets? They have nothing, they're nothing alike, and I mean, besides the fact that they're a 5-finger glove, and mostly because Red Dragons is what I've been using for British military swordsmanship since forever. I believe there are a lot of people in the community that still use these gloves to spar with, and now we have the new Weaponmaster Gauntlets, and that's something that I wanted to compare between the two. Obviously the level of protection is going to be much higher on the Weaponmaster Gauntlets rather than the Red Dragons. So a couple of things. The Weaponmaster Gauntlets come in two varieties, if you will, two models. I'm not exactly sure the differences between the models. So the one that I got is the Bladeproof model, and there's also the Pro model. Main difference that I've seen advertised is that these ones are 350 newtons, whereas the Pro model is 800 newtons. So far, I don't believe that any glove has ever had a puncture resistance Newton rating, and I was like, okay, might as well go for the lower one, because if we had nothing before, well, having something is already better than nothing. I could have argued and just paid the difference between the 800 newtons. At the time, I didn't really see the need for it. Obviously, if you're going to tournaments, if you're doing some more high-intensity sparring, if you're doing all sorts of those activities, the 800 might be for you. Again, I don't know exactly what the main difference is between this model, the Bladeproof, and the Pro model. I believe it might have to do with the palm of the glove. But if you guys have any contact with anyone that does that, that has that model, please go ahead and get in touch with them. So weight-wise, the L size comes at 351 grams, which is a little bit more than the Red Dragon 13 size model, which is 213. So 213 for the Red Dragon, and the Weaponmaster Gauntlets at 351 grams. Okay, again, I'll add the image on the video, otherwise if I'm talking you're not gonna probably retain all that info. So, and then I'm gonna compare, because I'm also gonna show the pictures of the size comparison, because the extra small size, I mean, size-wise, makes a ton of difference. Okay, the way, again, judging from the feedback that I received from someone that has these extra small gloves, they fit very snugly to the hand. They are the perfect size for someone who has smaller hands, who's on the smaller end of the spectrum, whereas the 12-inch model the 12 size model of the Red Dragon wouldn't actually cover it. Okay, it was still too bulky, too big, too cumbersome, and not giving up enough dexterity. This is not the case. Lots of dexterity here, lots of grippiness to it. You can actually feel the sword, you can actually feel the grip, and the same thing can be said, of course, on the larger size, not the extra large. I don't have it. This is just the large size. Okay, so Red Dragon's size 12 will be 186 grams. Okay, that's fairly light glove, shy away of the 13 size, which is 213, but this one just a little bit heavier, I have to admit. So the extra small comes at 302 grams. So that is a lot heavier than the 12 model. Overall, I like to think that, yeah, more protection equals a little bit more heavy glove rather than, you know, a lighter glove not protecting that much. So yeah, this is it in terms of size. I've managed to cover also the two models that I didn't cover in the first part of the video. So again, two models, Bladeproof and Pro. Bladeproof 350 newtons and the Pro at 800 newtons. The longsword badass design add-on does not have any newton rating. Okay, it's just an added layer of protection. The price difference between the two, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's either 20 or 50 euros. Okay, again, I'm terrible with numbers, so I'm gonna add an image right after this, right after I'm done talking and yappering, and I'll add just a photo comparison of the size between the two models, as well as weight and price. Okay, so comparison between Red Dragon's Weaponmaster Gauntlets, comparison of weight, size, the price not so much, but the price difference between the Pro model and the Bladeproof. Okay, that's it. If you guys think that I've missed anything, or if I did indeed miss anything, please feel free to leave a comment on the chat, again, on the comment section below, and I'll take my time to reply to you, and I'll be sure to reply to every comment. Okay, that is it. Once more, thank you for staying with me until the end. Ciao for now.